The first card you have your past is the King of Swords. So this is often about, clearing out rubbish, trying to, find the right decision to make, find the right way to go and things like that. This is about, I'm seeing this is about you having to make a decision. This was a personal decision actually, but you had to try and take your emotions out of this. I'm seeing you had to try and be objective, even though this was really difficult because you felt very emotional about this situation. There was someone who you actually really cared about, and you felt emotional about this person, but you had to try and put your emotions to one side, to one side, and just kind of use your logic. And, this was really difficult for you to do, I'm seeing. If you look at this king, he's up in the clouds. So you had to try and rise up above your emotions and try and just use your logic. I'm not speaking very well, I'm just tired. Use your logic. You had to use your logic, not your emotions in this. So yes, you had to work at doing this. It was really hard for you, I'm seeing. And yes, look at how serious this man's face is. This king's face is very serious. So you had to do a lot of work to enable you to try and put your emotions to one side. And yes, you just had to try and think logically. It was very difficult for you. The next card you have, your past, is the Knight of Swords. More swords. So yes, this was a decision about someone who is being quite reckless. Look how reckless this knight is. He's just rushing ahead. He doesn't care who's next to him, who's in front of him. He's going for what he wants. He doesn't care, if someone happens to run in front of him, he's just going to keep going. He doesn't care if he knocks them over. He doesn't care about anything. So yes, this person was reckless, and I'm seeing, yes, a bit out of control as well. So you actually, again, I'm seeing you really cared about this person. You really did care about this person. You even loved this person. That's what I'm seeing. But because of their behavior, you had to try and almost harden yourself and use your logic, get your emotions out of the picture, because you knew if you were soft around this person, you might be tempted to go back on your decision. That's what I'm seeing. And you knew that was the right thing for you to do. You knew that you had to just use your hard head, get your emotions out, make this decision, and then not look back. That's what I'm seeing. The last card you have, your past, is the Six of Cups. So what I'm seeing with this can be about reunions, it can be about remembering, having happy memories, sweet, nice, kind memories. And this is what I'm seeing with this, is you did have some happier times with this person. This is in your more distant past. And, it's like their behavior and their attitude could have had you kind of wishing they were more like the way they used to be. It made you kind of remember some happier times between you. And, I'm just seeing there were so many changes to this person between that time, that happier time, and the time that was going on at this time in your past at this time. So yes, it was like you couldn't recognize them. It was something like that. They're just so different to the way they used to be. And this might sound really strange, but I'm also seeing that I'm actually seeing this person really cares about you too. They're not showing this. You can't see this. It looks as if they don't, but they actually do deep down, but they weren't able to show this to you. That's what I'm seeing. They had some other problems going on. Obviously, they had a lot of problems going on, and they just weren't able to show this to you. But you couldn't keep your emotions in the picture. You had to take them out of this to make this hard decision, but you knew it was the right one. That's what I'm seeing. So the first card you have, your present, is the Five of Swords. Right, so what I'm seeing with this card is, look at this man, how kind of smug he is, how he thinks he knows what he's doing. He thinks he's very clever. So I'm seeing greediness with this card. This man's very greedy. And yes, someone's taking more than they should be, or they think they're entitled to a lot more than they actually are, something like that. I'm not seeing you being directly involved with whoever this person is. This is not the same person in the King of Swords. This is a different person. This might be someone in your workplace, maybe not, but it's someone else. It's in a different place than the other person. So yes, they think they're entitled, and you're not involved. You're sitting back and you're watching this happen between this this greedy person and another person, or it could even be an extra person involved as well. But I'm just feeling this frustration and this terrible feeling around this, because what I'm seeing is you're watching this person just walk all over someone else or these other people. So yes, if you look at the man in this card, he already has 3 swords. He's holding 1 sword in one hand, 2 in the other hand. So he has more than he needs already. You only need 1 sword to fight someone, but he has 3 of them. And he also wants, you can only use 1 sword at a time, but he also wants what these other people have. He wants to take their swords as well. And what's even more frustrating is they're just walking away. They're not even fighting him. They're just turning their back and walking away. So yes, you could have been wondering why. Why does this person have such a hold over these other people? Why? Why aren't they fighting him? Why did they just let him get away with this? So yes, if this resonates with you, whatever the reason is, don't sit and wonder about this. Protect yourself. Just protect yourself. Don't worry about why. Don't worry about the other people. Well, of course, you're very kind. You are worrying about the other people. That's fine. But protect yourself. Protect yourself first. Put up some sort of strong boundary between you and this person. So the next card you have, your present, is the 9 of Wands. Here we are. Here's the barrier. Here's the boundary. Pull up your drawbridge. This is what I'm seeing. This is what this man in this card's doing. You're a very strong person, but you're also kind and caring, depending on the situation you're in and depending on how you feel. But if this person sees how kind and caring you are, they might see this as an indication that they can come and abuse this or use you in some way. This is what this person's like. So put up your barrier. Put up your barrier between you and this person. Look how this person is. They're not even they're not even hiding it. If you look at the 7 of Swords, at least that person, they're terrible. They're stealing the swords, but at least they're hiding it. This person's doing it right in broad daylight. It's like they're robbing these people in front of their noses, and they don't even care. So protect, well, maybe they do care, but they're not doing anything about it. So protect yourself from this person. Protect yourself. The last card you have, your present, is the 7 of Wands. So yes, again, I know this is very specific. I keep on seeing these same people in this reading. So this person, this greedy person, this person who feels entitled, they don't actually feel entitled. They've got this kind of, I'm putting myself before everyone else kind of mentality. I'm seeing that in the past, this is what happened to them. This is what I'm seeing in this card. This person's fighting off lots of people who are trying to get at them. That's what's happened in this person's past. It goes way back to this person's childhood. They had a lot of people attacking them. They had nobody on their side. They were by themselves trying to fight off everyone else. It goes way, way back with this person, way back. And they have this mentality now of nobody cared about me, so I don't care about anyone else myself. That's why. I'm not saying this is an excuse. I'm not saying, okay, they're fine for doing this. This is an excuse. No, I'm not saying that. There's no excuse for their behavior. But they have, yes, this is why. This is why they have this mentality. They have a lot of learning to do, obviously. They can only do this for themselves. And in the meantime, don't sit and wonder why. Don't sit watching them. Don't try and analyze all these different people. Protect yourself. Protect yourself. That's all I can say about this person. The false card you have, your future, is Justice. So yes, what I'm seeing is both of these difficult people in your life, both these people, they're going to have to learn these lessons eventually. Now, I won't say they'll come to justice or they'll get karma or whatever this is. They will learn their lessons. Eventually, they will. And, with the first person, the person you really care about in the King of Swords, I've got a flock of birds coming past. I usually have cars and people bipping their horn. Now I've got birds. That's nice. Yes, with this first person, this person in the King of Swords, you really cared about this person. You really loved this person, and you still do. But they're going to have to learn a lesson by themselves. They're going to have to realize what's happened, what they're doing wrong by themselves. They're going to have to face what they've done. And they're going to have to face how they've been behaving as well. But they're going to do this by themselves. I'm saying this to you because I'm seeing that you love them, you care for them. You might be tempted to tell them, you might be tempted to warn them, intervene in some way, help them in some way. And You don't want to see them feeling hurt. That's what it's like when you love someone. But, I'm seeing that if you did speak to them, they probably wouldn't listen to you anyway. I'm sorry, that's what I'm seeing. That's the kind of way they're feeling at this time. And, also sometimes the best lessons are learned through experience. That's the only way. They're going to have to learn this by themselves without you helping them. That's what I'm seeing. The next card you have for your future is the Two of Swords. So yes, again, this is the reading of swords. There's swords everywhere. So yes, again, I'm seeing this. This is how you're going to have to be around this person or toward this person you really care about. You feel like being the opposite, because I know you're going to feel like intervening, helping them, caring for them, trying to make sure they don't get this hard lesson happening to them. But you're going to have to let go and let this happen to them. You're going to have to just blindfold yourself, not literally, obviously. You're going to have to shut your eyes to what's happening to this person, because they're going to learn their own lesson, and it's going to be the best thing that's ever happened to them without you trying to help them. Shut your eyes, let them learn this. And also with the other person, you're going to have to put your swords up and protect yourself. So that's what I'm seeing there. So the last card you have for your future is the Fool. And I love this card. You finally have this nice card. I love the Fool, and I also love the Magician. They're my two favorites. So this is exactly what you need. You've been spending so much time feeling stressed around these people. You've had difficult people around you. You've had, trying to protect people. You've had nasty people. You've had greedy people. Everything else around you. You need to go out and do something for yourself. Get totally away from this whole thing. Even if it's just for a short time, go somewhere new, go and see a movie, go to the park, anywhere, somewhere. Just go and do something new. Have a fresh experience, have a new experience. Now, sometimes this might seem like a silly idea, because I know you have a lot of heavy problems going on around you, and doing these little things, you might say to me, why are you telling me to do such a silly thing? I have big problems. I can't be going to the park or running around, going to the beach or something. That's stupid. No, it isn't, because doing these things really, really helps you to get out of where you are and put you into a totally new place for a while. A fresh place can bring you fresh ideas, fresh ways to tackle your problems, and just a fresh feeling, and just something to reward yourself and be kind to yourself, instead of trying to help all these other people or deal with all these terrible things. Be kind to yourself and do something just for the sake of being fun, just for the sake of being silly. Try to do that. Think about yourself. That's what I'm seeing in the Fool.